The purpose of this instructional video today is to show you how to maintain and manage the auto update functionality within the Virtual Partner application. Auto update by default is turned off. It is user configurable and can be turned on by a user. However, the update server will be housed on the agency side, not housed on the advanced public safety side of the program. Now, with that being said, the auto update is something you can turn on. There's no additional cost to an agency. It's user configurable in the VPINI. I'm going to show you how to go ahead and turn that on. The requirements in order for this application to work before we get started are the following. You need to have an FTP server that your cars will all have access to, and you need to configure a username and password for the account. Assuming that we've already taken care of that in this example, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started here with the VPINI modifications. If you'll scroll down to the FTP Enhanced section, you'll notice there's the fourth line item says update equals no. You want to change that to equal yes. So you're going to scroll down even further. You're going to see an update server. So in this case, I'm going to put the update server as 192.168.1.100. Now you can set it to whatever your server is. Now your username and password, I'm going to go ahead and tell you cannot use the default APS and APS. So I'm going to change it to APS FTP $, and I'm going to change the password to APS 101 $. And you can make them again anything you want, doesn't matter. The directory by default will be Virtual Partner in the root, but in this case I've changed it to updates on that IP address. Now once we're done with the changes to the INI, you go ahead and you click save and you can close out of that. Now this is on a client machine that I'm doing this. Now you'll notice on the left hand side here I have a fake server called PDServe1, and if I open that up you'll notice there's a folder called updates. So the FTP is configured on PDServe1, and the folder or the directory that the updates sit in is called updates. If you go in here you'll notice right now there's 4 folders. ADV Pub Safety Shell is actually a copy of the ADV Pub Safety folder from the client machine with absolutely no data in it. It's just empty folders. If you'll notice here, I'm going to go through a couple of the folders and you'll see that they're completely empty. There's nothing in them. So I'm not going to go through every one of them, but they're completely empty. Now the idea behind this is this. When you get an update from Virtual Partner, you're going to go ahead and copy the ADV Pub Safety Shell folder, and you'll name it ADV Pub Safety 1 the first time you do this. And what you'll do is you'll get a list of files from either support or project management at APS, and it'll tell you what files have changed in the build. You're going to take those respective files and you're going to place them. So in this example here, I went ahead and made a change to the drop down. I've added a new speeding posted speed to 14 miles an hour. I went ahead and I modified this particular file and I went ahead and put it out on the update server. What will happen is when the client machine connects to the server, it's going to look and say, I've got updates. Last folder was ADV Pub Safety. I'm looking for my first update. I'm looking for a folder called ADV Pub Safety 1. It's going to look in the ADV Pub Safety 1 folder and scan for any changed files and diff the files between the old machine and the new machine. Or the old update and new update, and it's going to say, okay, well, the Pocatello traffic dropdowns is new on the update server. Let me grab it, and it's going to copy it over, and that's how you're going to get your update. So next time we do an update, for example, I went ahead and I modified the Pocatello traffic dropdowns again a second time, and I would put that update. I remove some violations, stick that update here on the server, and ADV Pub Safety 2. Now, one of the common questions an agency will ask is, why do I have to keep incrementing the numbers of the updates? And the reason being, Virtual Partner will check ADV Pub Safety 1, grab the update. It will never look in ADV Pub Safety 1 ever again. So if you continue to put ADV Pub Safety 1 out there and keep putting the updates in that folder, it's going to say I've already looked in ADV Pub Safety 1. It won't look there. If you delete ADV Pub Safety 1 and you have a car that never got that update, it's never going to look in ADV Pub Safety 2. So you have to keep incrementing your numbers. And you'll notice here I've only got 3 update folders and an empty shell folder. And if you take a look at the file size, it's really not that big on the server. It's 486K. Not really a lot. So if you have 20 or 30 updates, you're not even looking at 10 megs of data typically. The only time you'll reset the counter for the update is if you wipe or image your computers and start with a clean install virtual partner. That would be the only way or only time you would actually go ahead and do that. So just to recap, if I were to create a new folder and I had a 4th update, I would just take this ADV Pub Safety shell and I would copy it, and you'll notice it's just copying an empty directory. And then I would just go here and press F2 and I would rename it ADV Pub Safety 4. You don't want to skip numbers. And I would put any updated files. Now, for a complete list of files that cannot be used in the auto update, you can talk to your project manager or your support representative and they will go ahead and provide that to you. This has been the VP Auto Updater instruction video. If you have any questions, please contact technical support. Thank you.